All right, everyone, we are gonna have some fun this morning because it is fall and we're gonna help you with some pesky mushroom issues and other foliage, actually, that's foliage. I can't say that word, you guys.
Ask Ciscoe, he's the expert.
Why did you give me that word? Anyway, it's popping up, making conditions a little more dangerous for dogs. So we have our gardening guru, Ciscoe Morris, here to keep, to tell you what plants to keep your eyes on.
And we also have a veterinarian, Dr. J. Nicholas, and a certified animal trainer, Kathy Madsen, here to talk about how to keep your pooches out of trouble. Let's start with you guys over there.
All right. What should we be watching for?
One thing is mushrooms. You know, I've had dogs all my life. I've never saw a dog touch a mushroom. They never seem interested. 2 pugs died from eating mushrooms a couple years ago. Some smell like meat. And I'm no mushroom expert, so I don't know which of these could be poison.
Okay.
But so what I do is if I see any coming up in my garden anywhere where the dogs can go, I pull them up. Because this is just the fruiting body. There's a whole bunch of fungus underground that's part of this mushroom, but it won't come back till next year.
Okay.
So if you pull it out, you're rid of it.
Then you're just done.
Yeah, but it's an everyday thing.
I know. I was going to say, I've got a bunch of these in my yard right now.
Yeah. So pull them out and you'll feel safe. And then this is a really cool kind of bulb that comes up in the fall. It's called a colchicum.
It's pretty.
It is. It kind of looks like a crocus, but the crocus that comes up in fall is a lot safer. Colchicum is pretty poison. And so I dug one up because I got a ton of them at my house, but they're not where the dogs can get at them. But so that's a bulb. But when I dug this out, I didn't see this offset sitting there on top of the soil. If a pooch came by, you know, a puppy that eats everything.
Right.
And one thing I like to tell people, everybody that plants bulbs uses bone meal.
Okay.
Because it makes the roots grow really great. And we're all planting our spring blooming bulbs right now and everything. But this alone isn't good for a dog. And notice the name, bone
I know.
meal.
Come on.
Fido can't resist this stuff. So if you put that under colchicum when you plant it, they're going to dig it up. It's going to be all over the bulbs. They're going to gobble it up.
Okay.
Let me jump in real quick. I want to come back because I want to quickly ask the doc and our animal trainer exactly what to do if we have dogs in this situation and they see what you're talking about there. So first, any warning signs, Doc, if a dog has eaten either a bulb or a mushroom?
Yeah, so the mushrooms are really bad, and Ciscoe's right. You know, they did have those 2 pugs a couple years back, but every fall over the country, a lot of dogs are dying from mushroom ingestion. And the death cat mushroom, the Amanita phalloides, is one of the most toxic ones out there. So people have to really be careful, and it hits the liver. So signs of liver failure, early on, vomiting, staggering, drop in appetite, things of that nature. But then if their skin starts going yellow, start having diarrhea, abnormal bleeding, you see any of these signs, any possibility of mushroom toxicity, get your dog to the vet straight away because time is truly of the essence.
And Kathy, how do you prevent a dog who likes to sniff or eat everything, like Ciscoe was saying, from eating a mushroom, whether you know if it's poisonous or not?
Right, it can be tough because especially if you have a backyard, you really want to make sure you're going out every day, like Ciscoe said, and pulling up those mushrooms as much as you can. But the other option is too, is you have a big yard, you can put your dog on a long lead so that way you can manage them a little bit better. But then you can also teach your dog leave it, which is a great cue for everyone to teach their dogs, whether in their yard or out on a walk. So you can't go and pull up mushrooms around Green Lake where I live. I can't pull up every mushroom I see. So I want to teach my dog to leave it. For a dog, leave it is really just don't put that thing in your mouth. So instead, look up at me. Or some dogs will sit when you say leave it. You really just start at the basics with them in your house, practicing it, and then generalize it to all the different things outside.
He mentioned about the digging. So you have a tool also if your dog, like we have Huskies, love to dig. What can you do about that?
Yeah, so digging, dogs naturally dig. It is a totally normal dog behavior. I brought this awesome pool today. So in your backyard, if your dog's a digger, give them a safe space to dig in. So a lot of people will take a kiddie pool and fill it with kid-safe sand that's also pet safe for them as well, or dirt from your yard. And they can bury their own toys in there, some safe chews for them. You bury it in there, you always redirect them to that area. That way they get their natural instinct to dig out.
But not all over your yard.
Exactly.
Michelle?
That's cool. Okay, but we have another question because slugs and snails are out in full force right now.
Everywhere right now.
If we don't want those, I mean, that's still dangerous for dogs, right?
Well, I don't know. I think what's dangerous is the slug bait people use. So a lot of the old types of slug bait, it had poison in it that was dangerous for dogs and other critters too. So There's new kinds now. This is Slugo. There's two others. There's Worry Free and Escargot. That's a pretty good name. And it works on the snails too, but you still have to be super careful if you use this because dogs get attracted to it. They like it.
Okay.
And I've heard of dogs biting right through the container to get, so put this where the dog can't get at it. Don't use too much of it. But a lot of people don't want to do that. You can make a beer trap.
Yeah.
And this is really fun. Now, here's
Okay.
my...
Oh, you want me to open it?
Yeah,
I'll open
thanks.
it.
By the way,
Oh.
never bury... That's not the best opener there ever.
If you need
put
someone
a
to drink that
half-inch-
later, I'll be happy to help.
1/2 inch for the slugs, the rest for us.
Yeah, that sounds great.
It's like cooking
And
with
I
wine.
want to show this bug right here. This is called a ground beetle. They eat slugs like crazy.
Oh.
And they have bad breath because of that, but otherwise they're a good bug. But, and don't do what everybody does. These come running out. When you pick up a rock or a log or something, they come running out. What do people do? Eek!
Yeah.
So I call it the eek squish bug.
Oh, okay.
Don't put the eek squish on this. This eats lots of slugs. And don't bury your beer trap in the ground because if you do, the eek squish bugs fall in and we can put that lid right back on top. The slugs and snails will crawl right in. You won't catch any eek squish bugs.
Oh.
You need to put a few of these around because studies have shown that in average Western Washington garden, there are 6,000 slugs. So
All right.
there's a few.
So
You got some competition.
Dr. J, let's quickly check in
Yeah.
with you. What do you advise dog and pet owners?
So the snail and slug baits, Cisco's talking about the metaldehyde-based ones are the most common. Those are extremely dangerous. Please don't ever use them if you've got pets. They what they do is they affect the nervous system, cause crazy tremors, which then can also destroy the kidneys.
So what should we do about slugs and
So,
snails if we
so
don't want
the
them?
iron phosphate-based ones are a little bit safer. They're not pet safe, but they're definitely pet safer. The idea of the beer trap, again, keep your dogs away from the beer, but you can also do like crushed eggshells or crushed shells or diatomaceous earth, which will sort of scratch up the slugs, cause them to shrivel up and die. I also just want to go back really quickly to the bone meal. If dogs get into that bag, what will happen is that it'll just sort of congeal in their stomach and actually form basically a bone, and that could actually require surgery to remove.
Okay.
So keep an eye on your dogs in your garden without a doubt.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Dr. J, Kathy, and Cisco. We appreciate all of you guys waking up early and hanging out with us here at King 5 Mornings on Kong. Hopefully you got some good tips out there.